Hey guys, what's up? Derek here from BOM Socks with more BOM Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ one bite at a time. So I want to give you a little bit of a quick message today that goes back with what we've been studying in Matthew chapter 4, just these first initial verses of how Jesus handled the temptations of Satan when they came to him. And we talked about the ways that we can learn from them as well. Today, though, I want to give you a little bit of a different perspective with this. In fact, I am not even going to give you the perspective. I'm going to let someone with a lot more credibility teach you. It's Elder David A. Bednar. So this last week, he gave an Instagram Live, which I thought was so cool. Periodically, he will do that. He's just like, I'm just going to go live and we're going to answer some questions. And I love the boldness and I love the way he teaches. Elder Bednar does great with this. So there's a question that came in, and the question was, how can I come to know Christ on a personal level? So one of the things he does is he takes you to Matthew chapter 4 and teaches a wonderful principle about how to grow closer to Jesus Christ. So watch this.
Matthew chapter 4 contains the description of the Savior fasting for 40 days and 40 nights, and then he's confronted by Lucifer, Satan. And there are three temptations. Change the stones to bread. He's just been fasting for 40 days and 40 nights. Go up to the top, the pinnacle of the temple, and cast yourself down. And this one I find almost amusing. Lucifer says to he who created the earth under the direction of the Father, all of these things in this world I will give you. I'd like to suggest there are not three temptations, there's only one. Do it for you. Do it for yourself. Get it for you. You're hungry. Change the stones to bread for you. Cast yourself down and look at all the attention. Imagine all the likes you're going to get in social media if you do something that dynamic. Or take all of these possessions just for you. The one temptation is for the Son of God to become a natural man. As natural men and women, we are to become more like Christ. The temptation is for him to become a natural man. Well, at the end of all that, if you take a look in verse 11, it says, Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him. Now, we would all assume that, given that he had fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, he's spiritually spent after this exchange with the devil, and he's physically famished. So it would make sense that God would send angels to minister unto the Savior. But if you'll go down to the bottom of the page, look at verse 11, you'll see the little a, and it says the Joseph Smith translation, Matthew 4, 11 and 12. And this is what it says. And now Jesus knew that John was cast into prison, and he, Jesus, sent angels, and behold, they came and ministered unto him, John. And Jesus departed into Galilee. Now note that in that moment when Christ perhaps had had his most demanding spiritual, physical experience thus far in his life, he doesn't focus on himself. Rather, he sends angels to minister to John, who's in prison and is suffering so much less. That's a glimpse from the scriptures into the nature and the character of Christ. The natural man and the natural woman in each of us turns inward because we're self-centered and often selfish. But the character of Christ is to turn out, to love, to serve, and to bless other people. I can promise you that as you study the New Testament, look for those elements of the character of Christ. You will come to know him in a much deeper, richer way, and you will draw closer to him. And include in that study what you learn about him in 3rd Nephi. So there are really 5 Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and 3rd Nephi.
You know, I absolutely love that message. Again, it's one of those cool things to make sure as you're studying Matthew chapter 4, and really as you're studying the Bible in general, is to click on those footnotes, and it gives you that Joseph Smith translation, which helps us understand those things just a little bit better. This idea of turning outward when we are struggling, when we're trying to become more like Jesus Christ, it's not just about us, it's about how we help other people. I love that message from Elder Bednar, and I know that what he said is true. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks as always for sharing these messages. So grateful as always that you do that. Please check out our amazingly comfortable gospel themed socks at bombsocks.com. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Godspeed. Bye-bye.